Hello YouTube, well, Gamer Ninja here, and welcome to the next Pokemon of the week. We're up to what? Let's see here. We went through Conkeldurr, then we had Heracross and his Mega, we had the three cover Pokemon, and I forget what else, but I think we're up to 7 now. Either that or 6. But in any case, that aside, this Pokemon of the week is one of the newest Pokemon that has completely changed the metagame just by merely existing. It's called Talonflame. And when Talonflame first came out, I honestly didn't think it was going to do much. I mean, it originally had Flame Body, it was really fast, it had kind of low attack, and really the only thing it had going for it was the fact that it was stupidly fast. But it was sort of strange that Gale Wing's ability was announced, this thing suddenly got a lot of hype, and it was well-deserved hype. Gale Wing single-handedly turned this mediocre Pokemon that was barely better than Pidgeot into something that was actually worthwhile using in more of the top-tier threats in OU. And long story short, if your Pokemon cannot take a Brave Bird from this thing, it cannot be a setup sweeper. That is a good rule of thumb to follow right now. This thing will wreck teams. But enough about the slight history lesson here. Talonflame is a fire flying type, and it's one of the coolest Pokemon that they've designed, and it's a really useful Pokemon. So without further ado, let's get started. The first set that we are using right now is actually probably the most common set, and it's the Choice Band set. Choice Band makes that base 81 attack actually pretty scary, turning it to base 120-ish, and then it just hits stuff ridiculously hard. And now we get to the hidden ability Gale Wings. Now, Gale Wings, again, turned this mediocre Pokemon into something really terrifying. And for those of you who don't know what Gale Wings does, this move gives priority to every single flying type move that Talonflame wants to use. As you have noticed, this thing learns Brave Bird. And priority Brave Bird, I don't think I really need to explain that too much. Now, as for moves, we use Brave Bird for obvious reasons. Almost every Talonflame set should be using Brave Bird, at least until Flying Gem comes out. Then you could use Flying Gem and Acrobatics, and you could do shenanigans there. But it's not out yet, so it doesn't matter. We have also Flare Blitz for more physical stab. On the fire spectrum, we have U-turn because in case we don't want to stay locked in on an opponent, we could just U-turn out. And then the fourth move, there's a lot of options for, and each one of these sets sort of has a different move to show these options. I personally enjoy Me First. Now, if you don't know what Me First does, it's sort of an unusual move. It copies the opponent's move so long as you're faster than it. And then it does it gets a slight power boost. Actually, a pretty substantial power boost. So, let's say, hypothetically, I send out my Talonflame as my lead, because I have U-turn, I can threaten out a lot of stuff, there's no real reason not to lead off with Talonflame, I get in before rocks, and all that fun stuff. So, then my opponent, wanting to get some offensive pressure himself, leads off with Aerodactyl. This is just one hypothetical situation, by the way. And he just goes, oh, Talonflame. I have Stone Edge for that. And then I just go, oh, he's going to Stone Edge me. And I use Me First. Boom. One dead Aerodactyl. Right off the bat. Garchomp comes in. Tries to do some stuff as a late game. Tries to use an Outrage, knowing full well that it can take a Brave Bird. Boom. Me First. I copy your Dragon type move. You're done. It's just a really, really fun move. You can do all sorts of fun shenanigans with this move. I highly recommend you give it a try. Even for mind games when if you use it with another set, you can use it for a mind game where I've actually killed an opponent's Typhlosion who was using trying to use an Earthquake. when I was using Roost, and I just used me first, and boom, one dead Typhlosion. It's just a really, really fun move. And it can help out quite a bit. As for EVs, now this is sort of a bit tricky, but you always want to max out attack. Just 95% of the time you want to max out attack on this type of set. Just because you're investing heavily in attack, you might as well boost it up even higher. And as for the rest of the EVs, well, I like running max speed. I don't like risking speed ties against other Talonflames, since a lot of other Talonflames don't run max speed. And but you can get away with running only like 52 or 72 speed and dumping the rest of the HP, so you have a little bit more bulk. But again, try to make sure you have an odd number of HP. In fact, I'm going to fix this right now. And 248 plus, oops, not 2,248. There we go. Always make sure you have an odd number, especially on a Pokemon like Talonflame, who desperately needs that extra turn to switch into rocks. Try to always have a Defogger or a Rapid Spinner with Talonflame. He really, really, really hates Stealth Rocks, because he'll just lose half of his health for no good reason. Anyway, moving on. The next set is what we call Bulk Up Talonflame. We could also just call this plain and simple Setup Talonflame. The general premise behind this set is, if I boost up enough, even if you resist it, Brave Bird's gonna hurt. And, oops. Let me finish this up. I apparently didn't finish that up. I am so sorry. And then we'll just give this an Adamant Nature. Anyway, we use leftovers this one because it's supposed to be a bit of a bulkier set. Why do I have Flame Body? This should be Gale Wings. Always use Gale Wings. Forget Flame Body unless you have a very, very good reason. In this set, not so much. As the move set as I implied, the opening move is Bulk Up. Although you can use Swords Dance, I prefer Bulk Up just because if you set up a Swords Dance, you might as well boost up your defense as well. You're probably not going to get more than one Swords Dance anyway, but you can get up multiple Bulk Ups thanks to that extra defense bonus. That's my logic behind it. Then we have Brave Bird, and then we have Roost, because we don't like recoil damage, helps us heal us up, and we get priority on that thanks to Gale Wings, because priority healing is exactly what a Pokemon wants. And now my brain just went straight to Gale Wings Chansey for whatever reason. With Roost in Hackmons. That would be horrible. But anyway, for the fourth move, again, it's a bit of a filler. I use Will-O-Wisp with this one just to help improve my ability to deal with bulkier targets. Make it so that physical attacks do even less to me. And honestly, now that I'm looking at these EVs, if we're boosting up as much as we in theory are, then this isn't really necessary. We'll still run an Adamant Nature just because, and we'll want to shore up that. Basically, this is supposed to be a very, very bulky set, or as bulky as a Firebird can be. Your defense and your HP are, your HP's max, as close to maxed out without becoming odd, or even, I should say. We run an attack boosting nature just to give us a little bit more oomph. 8 points of defense because that's filler, and the rest is special defense because your defense will be getting boosted up thanks to Bulk Up. Again, you don't need to run this. You could run 252 attack and that'd work out fine. You'll just be a little bit frailer. Keep that in mind. Alright, on to the third set. This is just a very, very, very basic attacking set. These next two sets are pretty simple. We use a Life Orb on this set. The recoil does add up, but remember, you have Roost, which has priority, and priority healing is fun. Gale Wings, again, for obvious reasons. Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, Roost, and Tailwind. Tailwind actually lets you help out your other Pokemon. If you're about to fall in battle, and you don't think Brave Birding your opponent will really help you as much, and you have a slow sweeper, throw up a Tailwind and help out your teammates. Talonflame actually has a pretty substantial supportive style move pool, so keep that in mind and be creative with it. While it's true you will probably be clicking Brave Bird and Brave Birding all of the things, don't overlook your support options every now and then. For EVs, again, these are very much adaptable. I'm running 252 attack, 252 speed, 4 HP with a jolly nature. I don't like being outsped, even if I have Gale Wings, and you're not going to always use Gale Wings. You might use Flare Blitz every now and then. Might as well make sure I hit first. But, again, you can run Summon HP to make you a little bit bulkier. You can do whatever you want with it, really. As long as you max out your attack and put at least a little investment into speed, just on the off chance you can't Brave Bird something for whatever reason. And now for the next one, we have Talonflame with the Sky Plate. Now, why would I want to use a Sky Plate? Well, put quite simply, you're probably going to be mostly clicking Brave Bird, so the Sky Plate will still give you that damage boost you want off of, like, Life Orb, but without you losing HP every turn. And this set here also showcases the fact that it learns Taunt, which can come in handy against things like Chansey or Blissey, who love to spam their own healing moves. You're going to be faster than them, unless... even if they're Scarfed, actually, yeah. It's kind of funny. Scarfed Chansey next meta. Anyway, Taunt helps you disrupt a lot of things, like Chansey, Blissey, Clefable, anything that wants to really try to set up on you, you just say no to, and then you could just play, okay, are you going to try to hit me? Again, EVs are really up to you. Max out your attack as much, almost every time. Put a little in HP, however little you want, or however much you want, and put the rest into speed, and you'll do well with Talonflame. Now, I want to mention again that Talonflame does have its weaknesses. It's really weak to Stealth Rock, so you need a Defogger or a Spinner. And when you see Talonflame, you basically can bet that 9 out of 10 times, it's probably going to be a Banded set. And that makes it pretty predictable. Nearly everyone knows what Talonflame can do. And that doesn't stop it from being able to wreck through a team. But just be a bit careful and be aware that your opponent will probably pick up on what you're trying to do, unless you're doing something really, really off the wall. That's another reason why I run me first, because not many people run it, and I love it. Another alternative option that just occurred to me is, I think it learns it. Nature Power, I think it's called? Or Natural Gift, yeah. Natural Gift. Natural Gift would, and... let's see here, what would that... it's one of the... I think it's Akaberry. It's either Akaberry or Habanberry. One of the biggest checks to Talonflame is Heatran. Second, actually, that's probably the largest check, second only to Rotom Wash. But Natural Gift is a very interesting move, and thinking about that's actually not a bad idea. You would run one of the berries, either the one that turns Natural Gift into a ground type move or a fighting type move, or even a grass type move if you don't like Rotom Wash, and then you can just destroy one of them on switch in by using Natural Gift and then Brave Birding it, and you would lose the additional power of Choice Band or Life Orb or whatever, but you would basically get a silver bullet to punch through the rest of an enemy's team, because most people only run one Talonflame counter, and even if they ran more than one, you probably have something to deal with that other counter anyway, and Talonflame is suddenly this... they need to keep that other check or counter alive, or else Talonflame will just Brave Bird them to death. So that's another interesting choice that you could run that just occurred to me now. But I still think Me First is probably the more consistent option. You have a choice band, you might as well use it. And that's Talonflame, folks. When I first used Talonflame, I didn't think it was going to do too much. And boy, was I proven wrong. I was so totally wrong. Even its pre-evolution, Fletchling, as you saw in that LC battle, totally was the MVP of that entire game. It was ridiculous how much these Firebirds can do. And I actually think that this is probably a really, really, really going to be a solid choice for the upcoming years. So anyway, that's Gamer Ninja. This is Talonflame. I'll catch you all next time. Thank you for all your support, by the way, guys. Since that subscriber special, I suddenly got 16 subscribers, so thank you very much for all the support. I hope you're all having a great day. Gamer Ninja out.